arrived in the Indian capital, Delhi, where he's holding a series of meetings with top government officials there. DEVINA GUPTA is in Delhi for us. DEVINA, just on the whole tour, does India welcome the pressure that the U.S. is putting on Pakistan over the militant question, which, of course, it's very concerned by not only in Afghanistan but also Kashmir?
Absolutely, and also on a larger level, India being the central point for the U.S. policy on sanctions against Iran, because India is the second biggest importer of Iranian oil, and the Americans have been hoping that India would be able to cut off the ties from Iran and purchase of oil. The second most important area where both the U.S. Secretary and also the U.S. Defense Secretary would be working on would be in the area of how India could play a strategic role for them in taking the defense ties ahead. Now, remember, India has already expressed willingness and signed a pact with Russia for its anti-aircraft missile system, which has riled the U.S. authorities. In fact, James Mattis has called India its major defense partner. And these are two areas where they're hoping that India will side with the American interests.
And what about the role of China? Is that also a unifying factor?
Well, that's right. And that's where this strategic talks between the defense and the foreign ministers of India with their counterpart is being called the 2+2 dialogue. And it's symbolically very important to combat the Chinese aggression in the region. India is seen as an emerging power by the U.S. as well, and perhaps a counter to China's influence, which has been spreading across the Indian Ocean. And that's where the U.S. is hoping they'll be able to bridge this gap between the U.S. and India trust as far as it's concerned by this dialogue, so that they're able to invest more, they're able to send a signal that both the countries are working together, and they're able to also send a signal to China that India is a more willing partner to the U.S.
DEVINA GUPTA, thanks very much indeed. 1.4 billion